Let's just jump right in. Take me back to that night, how it all started.
There was a shooting call. Juvenile was hit, and I was called by my supervisor. He says, "Hey, you probably need to come in because it's very chaotic." And I says, "I'm on my way." And I called the rest of my detectives and let them know what was going on. And I got ready for work. And when I entered the interstate, I noticed a tractor trailer in the far right lane made a very sharp left turn towards the guardrail in the far left lane and struck the median at maybe 50, 60 miles per hour. And the truck erupted in flames from the metal hitting the concrete. And I pulled over, turned on my blue lights, exited my patrol car, ran towards the truck, and I noticed the flames were following the fuel that was leaking from the gas tanks. I opened the door, and when I opened the door, I noticed the driver was not responding, and unresponsive. And when I told him, "Hey, sir, you need to get out of the truck, you need to get out of the truck," he didn't respond. So I jumped into the cab from the passenger side, took his seatbelt off, and I tried to pull him out from the passenger side. And when I pulled him, it was hard to move him at first. And then he fell in between the seats. And then I had to pick him up from the middle of the seats, put him in the passenger seat, and I was able to get him out of the passenger side door. And while I was in the truck, you could smell the fuel, the burning wires. You could feel the heat from the fire. And then I quickly placed him on the ground. And out of nowhere, it's a female truck driver. She helped me pull him to the side of the road for safety. And about a minute or maybe 2 minutes later, the truck exploded from under the hood, and then the cab was fully involved.
So taking me back to to when you're driving down. I mean, obviously in that moment you would not have expected anything like that night, right?
Yes, sir. You usually see stuff like that on social media, and it didn't register. It took about 2 seconds for it to register in my head that this truck is about to crash into the wall, because it happened so fast. And when it hit the wall, you could hear it, and just seeing all the sparks and the fire, it was a scary scene to see it when I first saw it. So I pulled over to the right, and I called it in. And usually when you call it in, traffic accident, you want to check and say, "Hey, let me check to see if there's any injuries." I just went ahead and said, there's a code for 1050 PI, personal injury. I just went ahead and said 1050 PI, just in case, just go ahead and get them rolling just in case.
In those moments, a lot of people, I feel like myself, I wouldn't know what to do. I would freeze. What you did was very heroic. I don't know. We always say don't look at the comments on anything because they're always mean, but every single comment on that video was this man's a hero. What in that moment made you spring into action, do you think, and not freeze up?
So some of my friends said, "Well, you're a hero, family members, you're a hero." But I try to do the right thing at the right time. I think, like I said, I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I think that's the godly thing to do, to try to help someone when they're in need. And when I saw that truck and I noticed he wasn't getting out of the truck, immediately, when I opened the door, I immediately saw that he was not responding to me telling him to get out of the truck. So at that time, I couldn't just watch him burn in the truck. I just couldn't stand. Psychologically and mentally, I would have been destroyed. Just knowing that he's still in the truck and the whole truck is on fire. So either I'm gonna have to die in there with him, or I have to get him out of the truck. So it was just, I had to try, no matter what. I just couldn't give up.
Were you prepared that you could have also?
Yes. So in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, because I have a CDL, I know, I know what's under the hood. I know it's more than what a car has. More fuel, more, and the fuel tanks are right down by the door, and that's where some of the fire started. And I know if it blows up, am I going to go fast or am I going to go slow? And it's playing through my mind. So that was just giving me more motivation with all my strength just to get him out of the truck fast.
So all that thought was happening within 20 seconds at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. If you've never been put in that position where, okay, this might be the day, that's the type of feeling I was having, that today might be the day that's it for me. But if I could help it, I wasn't going to let that happen.
So in that moment, the time of night, were there a lot of people on the road?
No, sir. I remember when the truck actually came to rest, there was a vehicle beside me, and the female truck driver, she was actually going southbound, and she actually parked her truck on the other side. I do remember seeing her getting out of her truck with a fire extinguisher. But the traffic was minimum until the fire started, and then traffic started backing up.
So in that time of night, if you wouldn't have been there,
I don't know. I don't know if another truck driver would have stopped, or I have no idea.
with 25 years of experience and the training from being an officer and your day to day, did that prepare you for that high stress situation, or is it something that you still had kind of difficulty to navigate in that moment?
Yes, so it goes a little bit before the training with coaching. I coach women's basketball. Several years at Livingstone College, coach football, help assist coach track, played sports in college, high school, and the coaches always tell you never give up. When I was in my fraternity, I'm still in my fraternity, they always tell you never give up, never give up. Your parents always tell you never give up. And at that moment in time, with the training, the law enforcement training that I've had, being on SWAT team, being on any type of situations where you have to do car chases, or I have to do maybe building searches and you know somebody's in there using precautions and stuff. So at that moment in time, that's what we're sworn to do. If it's trouble, you got to face it. And at that time, I knew I had to face what was before me, and that's what helped me get through it.
Obviously, split-second decisions is the new term of like, oh, it's life and death within seconds. I think this kind of propels that saying forward more, yeah? Just having lived it now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When it's a life or death situation, you never know what second that something can go wrong. And when I pulled him out of the truck, when I finally felt his body move, I had maybe a sigh of relief a little bit, because, okay, I can do it. I can do it. But at any moment, this truck still can go. So many emotions are playing through your head. Okay, don't pull him too hard because you don't want to break any limbs or whatever. So I was just trying to ease his body outside his truck so his legs can hit the steps easily until I got him on the ground. But then when you get him on the ground, split second thinking, okay, I need to hurry up and get him to the side of the road because there might be a car coming, not really paying attention because we're in dark clothing and we could get hit. So it was just all of that at one moment of, like you say, 20 to 30 seconds.
So that other truck driver who shows up out of nowhere.
Yes.
When you're there trying to handle the situation, you see someone, a good Samaritan, who probably doesn't even know the individual, is just there to help, from someone who helps people every single day as their job. You know, how does it make you feel to see just the kindness of someone to help out?
So I don't know who she is or what type of training she's had, but she was like a partner that I've worked with for years, because it's like she almost knew what to do. When I says, hey, I need you to help me pull him across the street, she grabbed the other arm and we we tried our best to get him over there as quick as we could. She medically kept checking on the driver. Hey, sir, are you okay? You need to wake up, sir. Can you wake up? Can you get up? She also stopped traffic. She was directing traffic when people were actually stopping to see what was going on. She said, hey, go, because she knew the truck was probably going to explode also as well. So she did a great job of just doing like police work, medically checking on the driver, directing traffic.
So y'all hiring for her at this point?
Hey, if we find her, we definitely got positions opening.
So do you know her name? Have you not spoken to her since?
Not yet, sir. I wish I knew who she was, so I really want to shake her hand.
Gotcha. And then just to go back, just to reiterate one of these questions. People are calling you a hero. It's an act of heroism what you did. Well, when you hear or see these comments or hear like, wow, like what a remarkable thing you did, what is your reaction to hearing that?
I'm not used to it, but just is overwhelmed with love and nice, kind words from citizens all over the country, all over the world. It's a blessing. I'm just blessed to be in the right place at the right time to save the driver's life and to get the comments that I've received. It's a blessing.
What will you walk away with? I know you're going to walk away with memory. You're going to walk away with the experience, but what else will you walk away with? Maybe anything you learned about yourself in that situation.
Anytime that you put this uniform on, anything can happen at any time throughout the whole day that could change your life forever. So, and that incident, it really made me look at, my career. Anything can happen at any time. So I hope that, other officers, deputies, or troopers see this, that be prepared because anything can happen at any time, but we have to react to it the best way with our training that we've taken throughout the years. I'm gonna walk away with a new friend, which is the driver, and hopefully I can walk away of making another friend with I call her my partner, the other driver that helped me pull the driver to the side, and I'm going to walk away with peace.
And have you talked to the driver at all? Do you know who that is?
Yes, so I've actually visited him. He's doing very well. He's recovering. Our conversation was maybe about 15 minutes at first because he wanted to know what happened. Then the rest of our conversation was like an hour long because we were talking about life, sports, just having a good old conversation. So he has a friend for the rest of his life. Amen.
The most unlikely way to meet someone, I would imagine.
Oh, yes. We've had a great conversation. I texted him the other day just to wish him happy holidays. So he's a good guy. One of the nicest people you ever want to meet. When I lay down, I count my blessings many times, not just once, but many times because, like I told him, you never know when you're gonna make it. You never know when your last day is. And when I lay down, I just thank God that I was covered. And my dad passed in 2021, and I always keep his necklace and his picture in my pocket. And one of the first things I took out of my pocket and put it on the dresser was his chain. And I forgot I had it in my pocket. And I was like, because my dad did 35 years of law enforcement. And I was just very overwhelmed when I pulled his face out and I saw it. I said, my daddy was watching over me.
What do you think he said in that moment, if he could say something to you? I mean, watching that.
If my dad was here right now, he would pat me on the back and say, Big Jake, I'm glad that you did what you did because I always told you I want you to be better than me. And I can hear him saying that now, and I can hear him saying, hey, let's go for a ride, let's talk about it. And because I know he would want detail from detail. And then I can hear him say, Big Jake, I'm proud of you. That's his nickname he used to call me.